Hey everyone, Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business here. Today we're going to be talking about my blockchain and legacy social media metrics and earnings. And I do this report every month so that you guys can see, how well I'm doing on these platforms, gain some insights on, how well they're growing, and I'll give some little tidbits here and there on what you can do, as well as my earnings on all of these platforms. And I know that's what people are more so interested in, but the whole point of this is to just be extremely transparent with you guys so you can see everything that I'm doing, everyone I'm working with, just through and through, so that there's 100% transparency. And this is also just useful for me because I do this stuff anyways, but because you guys find it useful, I also present it to you. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so we are on the September report. I've been doing this for most of the year now. So as we near the end of the year, I'll almost have a full year's worth of these reports. The good thing too is that you guys can then go back and you can see, wow, like look at the progression as you go through. I mean, there's months where I make less and months where I make more, but no matter what, when you compare to like October of last year, where I was making maybe $100, last month I made close to 600. So, and the month before that I made almost 1,000. So, things are up and down, but in the long run, I see everything kind of going upwards. So, take that with a grain of salt, and let's dive right in. So, my engagements are, moving along as they normally do. Usually it's around 4%. Same with video views. By next month, or I mean, probably already now. Well, yeah, 100%. I've crossed the 200,000 video views. So that's really, really awesome. Thank you everyone for that. I just passed 40,000 comments. Again, huge. The big one for me though is crossing 100,000 followers. So I kind of screwed up, and either 1 or 2 reports ago, there was an issue with the spreadsheet as I was doing all the data and tracking it. And I had more followers than I thought I did. So I've corrected all that. It's 96,000 now, but again, we're very, very close to 100,000, and I'm sure I will be over 100,000 by the end of the year. So again, thank you so much for everyone's support. That's going to be a really, really cool milestone to pass after something close to 3+ years of doing this. So just amazing. I really appreciate all the support, everyone. In terms of actual platforms and how I did on each of them, you can see a lot of the legacy platforms, I'm just kind of, steadily moving along. Like I'm getting a pretty consistent amount of views on YouTube, slow growth with subscribers, but that's fine. It's YouTube. Twitter has been picking up a little bit more for me, so that's good. Steem has been slowing down. So as you all know, or maybe you don't know, but Steem was more or less taken over by Justin Sun. He then also took millions of Steem from certain users as he saw fit. It couldn't be more centralized. If someone can just jump into your account, take your money away, that's about as centralized as you could possibly get. So yeah, he effectively centralized an entire blockchain. And, people are going back and forth over, it's like, well, maybe it wasn't his fault and he was just reacting because he had all this money invested in it and it was really Ned's fault. And it doesn't really matter whose fault it is. At the end of the day, he still did what he did. He still seized millions of Steem. So all we have is the result now. I mean, realistically, the reason doesn't matter. If you're like, oh, well, they did it to him, it's like, that would never hold up as a legitimate claim. It's like, oh, well, someone took my money, so I took someone else's money. No, that doesn't make any sense. So not a really big fan. I'm still just using the platform because I am. No real good reason, honestly. It's just I'm posting there as well because it doesn't take that much longer, and I'm still kind of patronizing that community. And I liked DTube from the beginning. Still have my DTube hat over, sitting on top of the shelf in the back. So it's unfortunate. But moving on, mine's barely anything's happening here. It's almost slowed down to a standstill. Really unideal, but I I mean, they're making pushes to get more features and things that I want, but they're really just not making it ideal for creators, and thus not many creators are really patronizing it anymore. I mean, Tim Pool helped them get so far, and now he's nowhere near it, and I just watch him on LBRY. So, to each their own. Read.Cash is continuing to just be amazing. I'm growing extremely fast on this platform. I really appreciate everyone's support. I make pretty decent money. I'm getting regularly like $10, $15 a week. I mean, that's not crazy, but considering how new it is and how it's just funded by donations and stuff, I think that's pretty amazing. So I think this is 100% the biggest on the come up platform, because there's just tons and tons of people going into this platform. They've already 10x their users in just a few months. So really, really amazing to see. That's the on the come up type platform. Barely anything going on with my LinkedIn. It's really become a cesspool, honestly, because everyone's just using pods. It's just really not a good time to be using LinkedIn. So real quick, if I had to say cut out a bunch of these, I would drop Steem, LinkedIn, probably Minds, unfortunately, probably BitChute because barely any subscribers there, and probably Uptrennd because it's just comment spam and I'm barely getting new followers. There's not a whole lot going on. That's what I would drop. While I'm not getting a crazy amount of activity on Float, I see a lot of potential here, and I think they have a really good platform. So I see this going places, and I know they're trying out new things and they're trying to get something going, maybe even come out with a platform token in the future. So that'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. Again, I really like BitChute, and I use all these platforms regardless, and I use Uptrennd. Uptrend has been doing well because their coin went up a lot in value, but then it kind of went way back down. But it's still a much better price than it used to be. So I'm sure people are happy with the value there, but the platform isn't really getting that much better. They apparently added native LBRY video embedding. So that's actually really, really good, but we'll see how these things play out. So moving on to PublishOX, this continues to perform really well as well. I would say this is very similar to Read.Cash, but it's a little more centralized in that they have mods and you have to be approved to write. But, contrastingly, Read.Cash is run basically by one person, and they banned themselves for some reason, like the official account. So it's kind of weird. But it's a great project. So, either way. And another weird thing actually is that I actually reached out to the people from Read.Cash, or the one guy at Read.Cash, and he said not only did he want to remain anonymous, but that he would not do any interviews, not even voice. So that's weird too. I mean, maybe he just doesn't care about, media and stuff, but to try so hard to be anonymous just feels a little weird to me. But I mean, it's not like he's taking people's money. He's more or less giving away other people's money that he could have otherwise ran away with. $200,000 is a pretty good sum. So yeah, I mean, interesting platform. Anyways, LBRY, I continue to do very well on. This is absolutely my best performing platform by far. I didn't say it is the on the come up platform because it's already come up, and they've got more than like 4 million users or something at this point. So I think they're doing amazing. More people need to patronize the LBRY. It's a fantastic platform. Honestly, when I watch stuff, I'm watching it on LBRY. When I post stuff, I'm posting it on LBRY. It's the first place I post. It's the first place I check. And yeah, as it becomes easier to use on mobile and everything, it's just going to be, I think it's just going to take over. So we'll see. Hive is also really great. They're going to be doing their hard fork tomorrow, which was delayed a couple days, but if all goes well, they will give me the airdrop that I was promised in February. And that'll be nice to know that they actually finally did that. So we'll see. I will be posting a whole breakdown of that, as well as everything that happened with Justin Sun, and just a nice, good conclusion for all the craziness around Steem and Hive. I will be posting that right after the next hard fork. So ideally tomorrow or the next day as well. Uptrend, again, not much is going on. If I had to cut platforms, it would get cut. Sorry to say, but it's just not a lot going on. The only thing that happened that was interesting is their token price going up. So otherwise, it's really still not very viable. Float is pretty, I mean, again, not a ton going on there because it's small, but they're definitely making moves. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. As always, you can check out my podcasts. I'm on basically every platform though, because I'm on Apple and Spotify and iHeart. Any other podcast that takes from these, it'll be on there. So if you do find a place that you can submit podcasts and I'm not on though, that'd be fantastic if you could let me know. But anywhere that you do listen to podcasts, you should be able to find my stuff. This is always the same, just the pros and cons and all that stuff. This is more just for information. I mean, if you guys are interested in checking this out or me doing something more in depth, explaining the differences of like centralized versus decentralized, or rather like platforms that use the blockchain versus ones that don't, I'd be happy to jump into that. Unfortunately, I lost one place in for top creator, and I'm down to the 24th top account. So, I'm working my way there back to 22 or whatever, but ideally I'd like to break the top 20 before the end of the year. But I mean, I don't think I'm that big, but hey, if you guys support me and help me get me there, that'd be awesome. But it's nothing that I'm like expecting, so to speak. I'm just happy to be in the top 100. It's fantastic. So again, thank you everyone for your support. I've interviewed a few more executives, did a few more episodes for Crypto Corner. That's pretty much it. I'm going to be doing the comprehensive review very soon. I wanted to wait until I was done with the Hive conclusion and everything, because it may determine my recommendation on Hive. So look out for that very soon. I know I've been telling you guys I was going to do it for so long, but then there's always like something that holds me up a little bit. Absolutely, no matter what, once the Hive thing is settled, I am going to post that comprehensive review. And it's like, I don't know, 15,000 words. It was like 20,000, and then I did all these appends to different documents and blogs, and you guys are going to like it. It's about as thorough and as in-depth as you could possibly get. So these are the people that I've interviewed, the people that I did the Creator Corner with recently was Crypto Stash and Seth. Mind Your Biz Estrada with an E there. Yeah, sometimes you guys will see me edit things as I go through, because I mean, again, I'm not perfect and I don't pay anyone to check these. These are just kind of things that I do, at 2 a.m. or something. So they're not always going to be exactly perfect. Maybe a spelling mistake here or there, but that's not that big of a deal. These are just some companies that I've been sponsored by or worked with in the past. I'm doing a new thing now, by the way, everyone. So if you go on my Twitter and you see a post that has a little red circle as outlined in my bio here, it means the post was sponsored. Because I want to be 100% transparent with you guys all the time. That's not even correct. Yikes. Because I want to be transparent with you guys all the time. The reason that I wanted to show this and let you guys know is because when I do sponsorships, it's usually just someone kind of being like, here's some money, let people know about this. But it's never like, buy this, or I buy this, or I think you should buy this. So I do want to be transparent about that. I mean, it's just, you'll always see the red thing, and it'll say do your own research as well, obviously. And if you come and you look at these, I always list who I've done any work with, so you can see for yourself. But I will also, caveat that with a lot of these platforms that I do review or test or whatever, I do end up usually using a lot of the time. Not always for like just the quick sponsored tweets and stuff, but like for Statira, for example, I've invested even more into Statira since I originally did the video. Or Bitrefill, I use it every day. So there's a lot of these platforms and things that I've reviewed that are absolutely just like amazing, and some that are, they're all right. And I'm just kind of giving it a little bit more awareness as like a promotion. Some people might not like that, but for me personally, I think it's fine as long as, I'm being very open and transparent about it. I show you guys the companies that I do this with, and I have the notifier so you can see when you actually see the tweet. Usually it's just tweets, so it's never like in these videos and stuff unless I'm doing a paid review, which again I mark as sponsored, and still always giving my honest opinion on what I actually think. It's not like, hey, buy this. It's like, this is what there is. And sometimes I do buy it myself, and I usually let you guys know when I am. So, I just wanted to get that out and make sure that that was, explained well, and so that you guys fully understand when you see a sponsored tweet what that actually means. A lot of this other stuff is just basic updates that I always make. Let's get to what you guys are actually here for. I know a lot of people probably just skip to this part because these videos are so long. This is my September earnings. This was a bit of a dismal month. I only got $482 Canadian, but I expect this to go up. I think it was just part of being very bearish in the last month, as well as posting a little bit less. So I'm trying some new things out. So we'll see how this all plays out. And I'm expecting a higher payout this month rather. So we'll see. But let's go through each individual platform. So for PublishOX, I got about $50 or so in total. Part of that being BAT, part of that being LRC, and part of that being in Ethereum, just straight up Ethereum. The only unfortunate thing now with PublishOX is because of Ethereum fees, they only pay out like once a month. And if you miss the payout, then you have to wait to the next month. And unfortunately, I missed the payout for this month, so I'm not going to get the payout until November. But, that's fine. I know some people might just be afraid of that or think that's really sketchy, but it's because they have everything stored offline. They only do payouts, on one certain day. They do it all at the same time. And with ETH fees being way higher, it makes sense that they probably want to wait and not be doing tons of payouts all the time. For Brave browser, I only earned about $380 last month, so not very much because I didn't get anything from my creator side, and I only got a little bit from ads. Either like advertisers are not advertising as much, or maybe I just wasn't using it as much, but either way. LBRY was a bit down this month or last month as well. I didn't get any like bonuses or anything, so that could be part of it, whereas the month before I got my follower bonus. So if I didn't have that, these would actually be a lot closer. The real issue is that LBC went, it really went down in price from like close to 3 cents now down to 0.19, or rather 1.9 cents. I think it's now up to like 2.2 or something. It's probably up from that. So, these values are probably lower than what they really are now. Which is fine, obviously, because the whole point of this is that most of the time you want to hold your crypto for this reason exactly, because in times when it's worth less and you're getting either the same amount or more, once it becomes worth a lot more, you'll be happy that it was worth less during that time, because then you're able to get more. So at the end of the day, because it appreciates in value, there's a lot of benefit that you can still get here. And I mean, $482 is nearly my rent. So, or rather like all of my utilities and cell phone bill and internet and all that stuff, maybe food as well, not including rent. So, that's still significant. I'm by no means complaining, but it is a little bit lower. So, hopefully it bounces back next month. Steem, really nothing going on there, you guys. Seriously, it's really dwindling. I'm really losing faith in this platform. Hive, I've been getting more and more. I think it'll even be continuing to go up because, as I have more people following me, more people paying attention, I've got a higher power on there because I keep getting more and I'm starting to keep more of it in. And I mean, if I get my airdrop soon, I'll have way more Hive. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty hopeful with this. It's more than last month. So, that's good to see. Read.Cash is continuing to perform really, really well. This would be way more. Well, I mean, this is what I earned, but I would leave with a lot more if I wasn't doing boosts. So I do boost a lot of my content on Read.Cash, and I ended up spending probably like half of my earnings. So I really only walked away with like half of that, but I've been gaining like a ridiculous amount of followers, all that good stuff. If you guys have followed along with what I've been doing for a really long time, you would know that I'm a very, very big supporter of the idea that you, instead of just taking profits and keeping those, that you reinvest that into making more. So by me boosting my content, reinvesting into myself, I'm able to get more subscribers and then make more money and just have a bigger reach and a bigger following and do more. So I am always fine to be reinvesting my earnings, and I highly recommend that you do the same because the only way to really get ahead is if you invest in yourself, whether it be learning or investing money into your content. You got to believe in yourself financially, and to be able to have other people believe in you. And this isn't to say that you should just start spending money on things, but you should absolutely look for places where there's a lot of good opportunity, because I can see after testing a few times boosting that I'm making more money than I am spending. So if I'm making more money than I'm spending, I can continually invest that and still get profits. So I end up with profits and I'm able to reinvest and continue to grow. So, make sure you strike a healthy balance of that. Whether it's crypto platforms, whether it's legacy platforms, doesn't matter what. Striking a good balance of reinvesting in yourself and taking profits, if not just always reinvesting in yourself for maximum, growth, that's something that you guys should really consider. So Mines, I didn't actually get the money, but Mines has really improved their platform. So if you're on Mines Pro, you're able to, see your earnings for that month when you were paid out before. They basically just added in everything that I complained they didn't have. So I'm really glad that they did add all of that. So now I can actually be able to track month over month what I'm getting from Mines. You only get paid out at $100. So if I'm only earning $5, this is going to take a ridiculous amount of time. However, it's really nice to just have this information. I don't like minimum withdrawals, especially when it's like a high number, like $100. Like if you're at $85, why can't you get that money? Never a fan of that because I hate it when platforms do that. They also have approval for withdrawing your Mines tokens from off-chain to on-chain. Again, I don't like that, but you can still earn money on here. So I mean, it's still worth considering, but I will always, be vocal about the things that I don't approve of and I do not like, because obviously that's very important in terms of reviewing these platforms, especially if you guys are looking for what works for you. You need to know all the caveats. So on Uptrennd, I was able to earn about $9 because their coin is almost 1 cent again. So, I will say that that's pretty decent that you can earn almost $10 from Uptrennd, even though it's mostly like spam. So I'm not going to rule it out anymore. Before I was debating, I did for a bit remove it, but then it went way up in price. There's much more value there. There's more income that you can get. Again, you shouldn't just use something for income, but I mean, it doesn't take a lot more effort for me to post on. So, hey, $10, I'm not going to say no, right? And I'm happy to get my message out to more people, use different platforms, actually test out the stuff that I'm reviewing and sharing with you guys. So I'm actually keeping up with things. I'm happy to do that. Now for our last slide, this is just the breakdown of what you just saw in a chart form and pie chart. This is just to show you, where the makeup of most of my money is coming from. Realistically, if I were to trim off all the fat, it would be Uptrennd, Mines, and Steem. I could trim off Brave, but basically that's just free money because I don't really participate or have to put any active time into that. That's just free money. But PublishOX, Hive, Read.Cash definitely make up a good chunk, and then the rest is basically a library. So hopefully this gives you guys some insight. I've been dropping little tips here and there as well, with insights for these different platforms, how you can use them, how you can benefit. Let me know, what platforms are you guys using? How much are you making on these platforms? Is there any platforms that you think I should be using or checking out that I'm not using? Let me know everything in the comments below. And yeah, what's your favorite platforms? Where are you guys spending your time? How are you making that money? And what crypto are you investing in these days? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video to the very end. Since you did, it'd be awesome if you could give this video a like and comment #1ham in the comments below. Also, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe to this channel and follow me anywhere under @ScottCBusiness, because I'm basically on every platform. You can find all the platforms that I am mainly using though at www.scottcbusiness.com. You can also find all my social links as well as my crypto addresses if you'd like to donate to me on Cointree at cointr.ee/ScottCBusiness. And you can also donate directly by donating to scottcbusiness.crypto or scottcbusiness.eth with supporting wallets. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your support. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scott C Business, signing off. Cheers.